Hi guys! So congratulations to all those trainees who passed their phone certification, and welcome to the second phase of your training, which is the live scribing. Actually, it's the second phase. You will learn about medical transcription too, and live scribing and other documentation stuff. But let's focus on your live scribing. So first step is familiarize yourself with the SOAP format, SOAP format. So again, that's subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. So sa subjective, yung reason for visit ni patient, history ni patient, narration ni patient. So we use the present, we always use the present tense of the verb dito sa subjective, no? Like for example, the patient comes in today, the patient presents today with or for, the patient is here for, so ganun. So usually yung first sentence natin is yung chief complaint ni patient, yung location or yung laterality, yung quality, yung severity ng complaint. You also have to document yung mga relevant dates sa HPI, like for example, yung date of injury, date of accident, date of onset. Yan, tsaka also yung mga associated signs and symptoms and yung mga other complaints related to the chief complaint. Pati yung mga modifying factors like family history, social history, ganyan. So we can use the verbs yung mga the patient admits, the patient reports, the patient states, sa mga pertinent positives natin. Sa mga negative naman, the patient denies. For example, the patient denies nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. The patient denies taking medications. Yun, mga ganun sa subjective. So make sure lang na you filter out those information na not needed sa chart. No? So minsan kasi the patient does narrate na yung mga hindi naman importante, like mga chismis lang sa buhay niya. So filter those out na. So next under subjective is the review of systems or yung ROS. So whatever it is in the HPI, remember sa HPI narration siya ni patient, should reflect in the ROS. So for example sa HPI merong patient comes in today for right shoulder pain. So sa ROS dapat mag-reflect siya dun sa musculoskeletal system. Lalagay mo remarkable for right shoulder pain. So dito sa ROS we use the phrases remarkable for, notable for, or pwede din positive for. So next is objective part, yung physical exam. So this should come from the provider or the doctor. This is everything that is observable and measurable. So physical exam should address the patient's presenting concerns. So we have to be specific in the body part that is being examined. So for example, sa eye, nalagay mo, pag chinek ni doc, so positive for stye in the right lower eyelid. So familiarize yourselves din sa mga special test. Kasi gamit na gamit yung special test dito. May kita mo na lang si doc na, for example, tinaas niya yung paa ni patient, yung mga ganon. So review yung mga different special tests like anterior thrower test, Tinel's test, drop arm test, Romberg's test, Finkelstein test, straight leg raise test, mga ganyan, at iba't iba pang special tests. So you have to familiarize yourselves with those tests. Next is yung assessment. So assessment, ito yung diagnosis ni patient. So usually dinidictate to ni doc, no? And you have to familiarize yourselves with the ICD-10 codes and memorize the military codes. So usually after the encounter, merong Q&A, sasabihin ni doc yung diagnosis din muna. And then you have to search for the ICD-10 codes o yung accurate na diagnosis. For example, sinabi ni doc na diagnosis is subdural hematoma. So isa-search mo siya, tapos magre-recite kayo nun, mag-volunteer ka to recite, sasabihin mo, Doc, it's Sierra 06.5 X-ray 9 Alpha, traumatic subdural hemorrhage with loss of consciousness of unspecified duration, initial encounter. So, pag sinabi ni Doc na tama yung diagnosis, yun yung ilalagay mong diagnosis sa assessment. So, next yung plan, familiarize yourselves with mga US medications and yung mga laboratories. So, kailangan dito sa plan, ang nilalagay mo dito is sentence form. Dito nilalagay yung mga procedures performed, mga medication plan, radiology plan, referral plan, educational plan, follow-up plan, mga tsaka precautionary statements. So, halimbawa ng educational plan, yung I advise the patient regarding smoking cessation, ganyan. Sa medication naman, I prescribe the patient Tylenol, 325 milligrams to be taken every 4 to 6 hours. Ganyan. Make sure when you type the medications, use small letters for generic names and initial caps for brand name. Kasi, and make sure the dosage is correct. Kasi these are very important points in your live cert. Same din doon sa mga proper nouns or yung mga diseases na and special tests, for example, named after people or places, mga Alzheimer's, Crohn's disease, Huntington's disease. So, dapat capitalized sila. So, next step is work on your typing speed and active listening skills. So, while you are watching the encounter, nagta-type ka, kaya it's very beneficial when you do touch typing, no? Kasi you don't have to always look at your keyboard. Nakafocus ka lang sa screen mo. At the same time, you're also actively listening dun sa encounter. Kaya it's really multitasking. I suggest you also download yung FX sound para ma-enhance yung sound ng video na ipapakita nila, para marinig mo siya maigi. Practice listening din sa mga live scribe videos sa YouTube para ma-practice yung listening skills mo. Kasi minsan si Doc merong strong accent yan, no? So kung hindi, at saka mabilis magsalita. Kung hindi ka sanay sa mga ganon accents, mahirapan ka sa live scribing. So you have to familiarize yourself sa mga American accents, sa mga merong strong accents. Yun, ganun. So, work on your typing speed. Kung sa application, 50 words per minute. As day goes by, kailangan ma-reach mo yung 70 words per minute. Pero hindi naman lahat nakaka-reach ng 70 words per minute. Nasusurvive pa rin naman nila yung live scribing kahit hindi sila 70 words per minute. But of course, it's better na nare-reach mo yung ganong words per minute. Kasi bibilis at bibilis ka rin talaga mag-type. Kasi sa 10 days na encounter nyo, parami ng parami yung charts na gagawin nyo, nagiging complicated din yung case ng patients, and paikli ng paikli yung time nyo to finish your charts. So, you have to challenge yourself to finish your charts faster and within the deadline or time frame. Next step is, during the Q&A portion, make sure that you ask pertinent or relevant questions lang. So you have to listen attentively kapag if it was already clarified by your batchmate na, do not repeat the same question. No? You will be able to complete yung mga hindi mo nyo narinig by clarifying it with the provider, or minsan malalaman nyo rin through batchmates na nagka-clarify. So just add everything that you need to the existing notes that you have. And when you ask questions, do not ask the provider the whole thing. For example, the provider said, I want you to order laboratories, CBC, CMP, ANA, vitamin D panel, RA panel, anti-double-stranded DNA, ESR, CRP, CCP antibody. So, pag ganon, wag mo ipa-repeat yung lahat kung hindi mo siya narinig lahat. Kasi sasabihin sa'yo ni Doc, what did you get? So, if you didn't catch everything, at least kahit paano dapat, meron kang nakuha. If there are certain words naman na you didn't understand and you are unsure of, so just type it the way you heard it and then mark it, and then pwede mo siyang i-search afterwards or pwede mo siyang i-clarify kay provider. Next step is use keywords or shortcuts. So, make use of your medical abbreviations or you use keywords that you understand. For example, shortness of breath, lagay mo lang SOB, pain with range of motion, lagay mo positive, pain, ROM. Last step is dump everything first in one section sa EHR nyo. So in that case, sa assessment, kasi siya lang yung area na parang empty doon. So copy-paste na lang or transfer everything sa corresponding area nila when you're doing the revised chart. So yun lang guys. So good luck and God bless live scribing journey nyo.